Joyful Noise is a group of volunteers who enable parents of low income to fulfill the dream of music lessons for their children. It inspires youngsters with talent and desire to shine with their hands, breath, and intellect. These volunteers do not offer just the minimum. Children may also take drama and creative writing, go to concerts and plays, hear demonstrations by local musicians, or go to music camp. If you are a good player, please consider teaching a few students at Joyful Noise, located on the Near West Side. This nonprofit organization will gratefully accept your tax-deductible donation. Call us at 216-671-5528 or email at joyfulnoisemusicschool@roadrunner.com. Hi, I'm Barbara Wilberg, the co-director of Joyful Noise Neighborhood Music School, a nonprofit that gives free lessons, music lessons to children. Well, our executive director, Rick Wilberg, he read about a similar program in Providence, Rhode Island. It's Community Music Works that Sebastian Ruth's group runs, and we contacted them and had a lot of discussion. And he was a minister at the time, saw problems in the neighborhood and how much people wanted to do for their children that they couldn't because of money. And so he and I and Sandra Gores just grit our teeth and got going and started this free music school.
Right. Is your mission?
Our mission is to give free music lessons and free use of instruments to kids who can't afford it, teach them how to play music. We also have other performing arts classes, and do a lot of extras with them and for them, and give them a great arts education. Joyful Noise is completely based on the generosity of volunteers, and because there are so many people in music who aren't necessarily making their living at it, they have some time to give. Maybe they're students who want experience, maybe they're retired, maybe they sell insurance but they have never been able to put their drums down, etc. So there are people who have the wish to give to kids and the time, and it's not going to take away from their livelihood. So our volunteers come from all over the greater Cleveland area, and we always need more. Right, and the teachers typically have a lot of experience with their instrument, not necessarily in a university setting. Doesn't mean they've been through a conservatory, but they really know their instrument great, and they want to see if they can give it to a kid. That's a pretty good description. You may want to play Beethoven, but you got to start with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. On the other hand, I know my husband always says, let's give them music they can't get somewhere else. So they're not just going to be doing hip-hop, they're going to be doing some classical and maybe some jazz and maybe some Broadway. And the same teacher will have, say the guitar teacher will have somebody picking out the Star Spangled Banner and somebody else doing the Beatles' Happy Birthday. Our kids have the same range as other kids. Some of them have incredible talent, some of them won't practice. They're normal kids. The parents tend to be those who are, they're seeking for their children. They want to give them a great elementary education, and if they can't afford extras, they look around and they find us. And because of that attitude and because of the kids' diligence, they seem to have the moxie to go on and look for other things in their life. We have the family, say, that did the PSA, the young guy who did the PSA. All four of those kids were in our program. The oldest two just graduated from having scholarships at private high schools, and they now have scholarships to wonderful colleges. And the whole brilliant family is doing well, and that's true of other kids as well. Imagine one child going through our program. Here are all the things that might happen to that person. Taking a trumpet lesson on Tuesday, and coming back for a drama class on Wednesday, and on Saturday afternoon going to a play, and the next week going to a concert for free. In the summer getting a scholarship to music camp, and maybe doing some string work with some Oberlin kids, and then receiving an instrument when they graduate so they can go on. Or dealing with volunteers, you never know when you'll meet them, so we have new classes start all the time, all during the school year, and we've got 3 new teachers starting soon, so there is room, there are openings, and just call me up. Let me talk to you on the phone, get the sense of what you need and what you're interested in, what we've got. My number is 671-5528. 216.
And what is your website? You do have a website as well.
Right, it's joyfulnoisemusicschool.org.